All right, good morning, everyone. So I'm coming to you, my name is Sherry Pemberton. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Harrisonville, Missouri. Today I'm going to walk you through my Seaside Bay card class. If you have purchased the kit, you should have enough supplies to create 2 of each cards. At the end of the video, later today, I have a PDF that if you purchase the kit, you will get the PDF free. If you would like to purchase the PDF, I'm going to attach it to my DBWS website, and you can go there and purchase the PDF for these cards. And I will have that up later today. I will put a link in the comments or the description that you to where that's located, so that it'll be easy for you to find. If you are watching from YouTube, I please ask that you would like and subscribe and hit the notification button so you can be notified for future videos. So, alright, so let's go ahead and get started. These are the 3 cards that we are creating with the Seaside Bay stamp and die set. This one is You Are a Pearl, Rare and Precious, and I heat embossed with white embossing powder to get this. And we'll do that one in a little bit. I'm going to save that one for last. Then I did a Heartfelt Sympathy card. This one's pretty basic, pretty easy. This one we should go through really quick. And then a Thank You for Everything. So I embossed the back of this with the Cascading Ruffles embossing folder, and in a way it kind of looks like waves to me, so I thought it fit perfectly with this set. So, and this is the card we're going to start with. So, and again, you'll get all in the PDF. We'll have all the, I've put in the measurements and everything in that, so I won't go through that in the video. So to start out, what I did is I took my piece of DSP, which is from the Let's Go Fishing DSP pack, and I ripped down the sides, just like this. Oops. Okay, then I took my sponge dauber with pecan pie ink, and I just went down the edges to give it that distressed look. And then over the top. I'm going to move this out of the way and get my piece of scrap paper. And then I kind of dabbed off, and then I kind of took the leftover and just kind of went down like this. Kind of make it look a little bit more woodsy in my opinion. All right. Then I took some white twine and I'm going to use tear tape to attach that. I'm going to put a little bit here and a little bit here. Look at that card a minute. Nope, I just used glue. And I'm going to get my pick tool, peel that off, And then I attached like this. Just put a piece there, come down, I put a piece there. And usually I would wrap around, but I learned from Christine Bertram how she, to help save, she kind of does this. And then like that. And then we'll cut that off. All right. I'm not completely done with that. So that's how, that way you don't use as much. All right. So before I attach that to this paper, I'm actually going to stamp the thank you for everything in Pebbled Path ink. So let's put that there. I'm going to get this stamp set out of the way for a moment. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it here. You could go ahead and lay this piece there to kind of get an idea where you want it. And you could also stamp this before you emboss it. So we're gonna hope that this works out. Yep, see? Ta-ta-ta. I'm actually gonna flip this one over. And we're gonna try again. I may, you know what I'm gonna do? Because I'm just gonna go ahead and pull out my Stamparatus, which Stampin' Up! Does not sell the Stamparatus anymore. Forgot to wipe down my... I'm gonna stamp that off so I can. But there are other stamp. What do I want to call them? Like the Misty. There's the Misty, but there's other things out there that you can purchase to help you get your stamp. You know, when you stamp, so that you don't have to, you know, not use that piece of paper, or just, you know, if you need to make it darker. So that's what I'm going to do here. We're going to just go ahead and do this. Okay. And I think it looks good. I mean, I could add a little bit more ink here to try to, you know, but I think it'll work. Okay. So I'm going to pull that off and put that back over there. I always close my inks back up when I get done because I am a messy person and I have a tendency to either stick my hand, my arms, something in it. So, all right. So now we are going to glue this, take this piece and put it on the front. And that's the nice thing about paper crafting, is there's always another side. If you mess up on one side, you can pretty much all the time flip it over and use the other side. All right, so I want to make sure that I have a little bit of the white edge showing. I think it just gives it a nice look. And then next, we're going to put down our DSP. Right about there, and we're going to go from one end to the other. Just kind of push that down, kind of hold it down. All right, and then I'm going to take just a little bit more of the white twine. As soon as I find my scissors. I am going to, and I'm just going to tie that up here and put a knot in it. Like this. Okay. Trim that up some. And there's that part done. All right, so next I have my crab, my little shells, and my little bird. So I'm going to glue my shells and my crab down first. Try not to use too much because you don't want to mush it out. All right, before I put my bird on, I am going to add my loose silver sequins, and looks like I put 5 on this one, so I'm going to do that again. Get my pick tool. So this one, and it's probably time for me to replace it. It has some sticky on the end to help you pick them up. But again, I think my sticky, well, trying to get the shiny side up. Can't tell, that one's so tiny. You know what? Can't tell if we get the shiny side up or not. We're gonna put that one back and see if we can't get a, since it's so small. All right, maybe. I'm gonna go ahead and close that up so I don't make a mess by hitting it or something. And then we will, let's put a drop of glue. Hopefully I can get just a drop. And then stick that piece there. The thing with Stampin' Up! Glue is it gets sticky. And so you want to be careful and not get your fingers in it. There we go. That one was a little much, but I think it'll be all right. One more. Well, maybe. There. Okay. All right, and next, I'm going to take dimensionals and put them on the back of my bird here, or my seagull, or we're just going to kind of attach it there, like that. And there is card number 1. Okay. So I made this one a little bit darker, which is fine. All right. All right, so there's our first card. All right, card number 2. This, like I said, this one will be pretty easy. I want to let you know that when I cut the paper on this one, this piece here, this piece of DSP on the back is technically supposed to cover the whole card, but I cut it wrong. So, it's going to have a little edge onto it. But usually if you in your kits, it would have been, it should be, cover the whole thing. So, all right, so I'm going to begin with by first stamping, and we want to take the square, and I'm just going to stamp this in the middle. And I used Lost Lagoon ink. And again, if you don't have the stamps that I have, feel free to use whatever you want. And let's see if I can get this right the first time. Just kind of in the middle. Okay, not bad. Alrighty. So while that's drying a minute, we're going to go ahead and put the card together. So we're going to start with gluing this piece. That side looks pretty too, doesn't it? It's the fun thing about DSP. Could switch it up. You know what? Let's do that. I'm going to switch it up. I like double-sided. That makes it to where you can use whichever side you want. Alright, on this one, it's going to go from top to bottom. And again, your piece should have covered the whole card. I just cut mine wrong when I was doing it. And so I'm just trying to make mine have a little bit of edge to it. And I didn't get it lined up like I wanted. Let's see, and that's the nice thing about liquid glue, is you can, if you make it quick, you can move things around. It's still off a little, but that's all right. Now my fingers are sticky. All right, so we're going to go ahead and this one we're going to center. Center on that one. All right, now we're going to take them and we are going to offset them just a little bit. From each other. Okay. Then we're going to take the Heartfelt Sympathy, and we're going to use our dimensionals, and we're going to pop that up a little bit as well. Give it some dimension. And then this is just going to go off to the side over here like this. And there we go. That card is done. Don't need to do anything else, especially with it being a sympathy card. I've had some friends tell me that just something basic, simple, nothing too, you know. So there we go. There is card number 2. All right. So here's the last card. And this one will take just a little bit longer. So take a piece of vellum. All right. And I am going to Now I will have to walk away from the camera to do my heat embossing because it's on the other side of the room. But so I have a little powder pouch, and I'm just going to, this helps wipe any oils off of the paper that you're going to heat emboss before you put the, what is it? Oh my goodness, where's it at? The Versamark ink on it. It helps it to stick better and not stick all over the place. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. I'll make it work. And we are stamping it with You Are Pearl, Rare and Precious with the Versamark ink. And then you're going to stamp it on, and it's going to be clear when you stamp it. And so you can barely see it at the moment in the light. And always store your Versamark ink upside down. Take this off a minute. And pour my powder on. Okay. So I like to let it sit for just a second. And then try to dump as much as I can back in. It's a little crooked, but it'll be all right. If anything would have got on that, that's what putting it on top of a piece of paper. There are tools that you can use that you do it on top, or you put it in and it's got a little spout. I have a couple, but static tends to build up in there and get it all over the place. So, all right. So I learned this technique from Mary Gunn from Craft Roulette of putting it on a board like this and holding it with a paper clothespin. So that way you're not burning yourself. So I will be back in just a minute. I'm going to go use my heat tool. It might get a little loud, but I'll be right back. Okay, so as you can see, with the heat tool, the heat made the powder, melted the powder, and there we go. It's so cool to watch it transform. I know that when I first got into card making, this is one of my favorite techniques to use is embossing, heat embossing, because I just love seeing how it changes. It's actually relaxing to me. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take Pool Party, and on our card, making sure it's going the right direction, we are going to take our blending brush and get my scrap piece of paper here, and we're just going to blend in this area right in here. You can make it as dark as you want, as light as you want. I just keep going around and around. This one I kind of made it, pretty dark. Of course, as it sits, it has a tendency to get a little bit darker, and So, all right. I think one more time around and I'll be good on this one. Okay. So next, I'm going to take crumb cake and move that over. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh. Okay. Give me just a second. I touched that. Alright, so guess what? We're going to blend this in again. I touched that stamp and I forgot to wet my stamp cleaner pad, and it still got ink on it, and of course I got it on that card base. So thankfully I have a backup. It's always good to have a backup. Okay. Alright. I'll still use that for something. I just don't know what yet. So now I need my shell stamps. Like this. And then I need this. And I'm going to kind of, okay, so I want that there. And so I kind of want my stamps, this stamp right in here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put some ink on it. Make sure. Yep. And I want that kind of there. So I'm going to move this out of the way and go ahead and stamp that down. And it doesn't have to be perfect on this one. Okay. Alright, so then next, we are going to go ahead and we are going to put this down. Alright, and so on this, let me close this up so I don't get my hands and fingers in it. I use glue dots. And a lot of times when you use vellum, you can see the glue dots on the other side. But we're going to hide those here in just a minute. Okay? So I put one there. And I'm going to kind of put one there in the middle. Alright? To help hold this down. Okay. Here we go. Alright, so now we are going to, I have all these grass pieces already cut out, and this die is in that set. And I just kind of, you know, mix them up. So I took my little oyster shell here, and I kind of was like, okay, where do I want them? And kind of just played with it some. You know, kind of just... So, I think what I'm going to do is actually, I think I'm going to use a piece of tear tape instead of the liquid glue, because I have a feeling that me and the liquid glue will have, it'll be a messy situation. I can just see it happening now. with the fine. All right, so pull it up just a little bit. I want to move it over this way just a little bit. Okay. All right. And then let's kind of like that. This kind of like that, maybe. Okay, so I'm going to take those 3 pieces, do the same thing, just take a piece of tear tape, lay it across the pieces like this. I'm going to take it apart from the middle. Okay. All right. And for this final, I am going to, of course, use some dimensionals to pop it up. About like that. Okay. Gonna take our Wink of Stella, which is a glittery brush, and we're gonna rub in that little pearl right in there. Okay, to make it glittery. I don't know if you can see that on camera. And then our last touch is adding our flat adhesive back pearls, and these kind of look like rocks. And as you can see, just use my pick tool, and I'm going to put one over this glue dot so you can't even tell it's there. And then I put one down here. And then I put a great big one. Where'd it go? There it is. Up around this area. Okay. And there we go. Card number 3. We are done. All right. A little different, but not, I mean, you know. So, your pearl, rare and precious. We did thank you for everything. And then we have our heartfelt sympathy. So thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Again, if you are on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you next time. Bye.